Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thanks to those of you who checked out the review on this figure. That was a lot of fun to film, and I left him overnight in this pose, come in here tonight about 24 hours later, and no worries, no stress. It's so cool to have a Spider-Man figure in 1/6 scale that you can leave in poses like this and just have peace of mind. So in that review for him, I kind of forgot to compare him to the most relevant figure you could compare him to, so that's what I'm going to do in this little separate video for you. Hope you enjoy it. Drop a like on it, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. See them both side by side. They share that black suit look, but very different figures here. The video game version here is beautiful, and I just keep it standing up straight like this because quite frankly I'm afraid to pose it because I might damage the suit. Don't want to risk it with this one. It's just such a nice looking figure, but it's boring after a while, you know. You can pose him. I could do him shooting a web or something, standing there looking a bit more active, but even lifting the arm up you'll start to see the shoulder start to crease, and you know what I mean. If you have one of these, it's such a great looking figure. There's a part of you that's always a little bit worried something may go wrong, but there's none of that with this one on the left, and it's cheaper and a lot more fun for me personally because I can pose this and just have peace of mind. And every pose I did in the review, I mean, I don't claim to be a great poser or anything, but I think the figure looked great, like no matter what I did with it, and that's the sign of a great figure, when even if you screw up a pose you still look at it and think it still looks good. You know, it really was a lot of fun to pose him in that review. And I'd have to go back and rewatch my review on this one. I'm sure I loved it because it is just an incredible looking figure, and it does pose very well. And it's not as bad as some of the others because of the nature of the look of it. I mean, the black suit with the texture and the kind of lines on it, you may not even notice a couple of creases from poses that you do. So there is that. And I'm definitely not knocking the figure on the right. I mean, I chose to buy it. It's not cheap. I got it from like eBay when it was released in Hong Kong, so I paid a bit more than you would retail for it. But I just thought it looked incredible. Well, I'm glad to have both. So I just typed in Hot Toys Black Suit Spider-Man into eBay. The first one that came up is £440 for this version here. Let's see if I can find a cheaper one than that. Let's see what we got. Black Suit Spider-Man. There's the old Tobey Maguire one. Okay, so there's another one that's brand new, $375. Now remember, the Hono Studios figure is retailing for about $220. That's what I got mine for anyway. So let's see, $375, still pretty steep. There's another one, $440 basically. And one more. There's another one, $366. Yeah, not bad. There's another one, $435. Yeah, so you're looking at a fair bit of dosh to get the one on the right. And the Hono Studios Spider-Man, you've got one brand new in China for $212. So that's a little bit cheaper than I paid for mine. Not so many of these about at the moment. Let's see. Just the one so far. Well, yeah. Oh, there's another one. 200. I think that's the same one again, isn't it? So yeah, about 212, 220. There's another one, 212. So yeah, I think, you know, it's still a lot of money, £212 or £220. But for what this is capable of and the hopefully longevity of it, you know, the suit should hold up just fine. I mean, I found some really cool dynamic poses where you didn't even crease the spider emblem on his chest and stomach and coming around his sides there. It was all pretty much as it is now, but he was in a really cool crouched pose. So I think value for money is there with this one for sure, especially in the 1/6 scale world. £212, £220 for a Spider-Man figure that's this good and looks this good and can pose the way it can, and you don't have to worry about it. That seems like a no-brainer to me. I hope a lot of people decide to get this figure. I hope I see a lot of videos on YouTube of it. It's just, let's send them the message. When Hot Toys do something right, They really do it right, like with Bane. And I appreciated when I was watching the live stream with InArt talking to some folks about stuff, and lots of people were asking, are you going to do this figure, are you going to do that figure, and the subject came up of, are you going to do another, or are you going to do Bane, like an InArt Bane? And they literally said, you know, Hot Toys 2.0 Bane was so good, there's really no reason to do it. So I appreciated that, because there isn't any reason to do it again. You know, the Hot Toys Bane, why go to the expense and the trouble of making your company's version when, quite frankly, you know, Hot Toys killed it with that 2.0 of Bane. But I wonder if a company like InArt would ever tackle a Spider-Man figure. That would be interesting. I tried to get him in the same pose-ish. Yeah, but with this one, even bringing the arm forward slightly at the shoulder area created that big wrinkle at the top there. And that wouldn't be good long term. Bending the elbow, you get 3 big wrinkles there, little folds. And brought the leg forward just a smidgen for a slight step, but you can see quite a lot of wrinkle action going on there, and an indentation into the joint, which just, you know, wouldn't be good long term. But with the Hono Studio figure, he's basically doing the same pose, but you're not getting all that wrinkle in there. I mean, you can see the body underneath the suit, but he has got a lot of light on him right now. Elbow bend, it's fine. Got a couple of little wrinkles there, but it's material, no problems. Not as ugly at the shoulder. And the Hono Studio figure on the left almost can't compete visually when standing just upright like this. And there is a part of me saying yes it can, because this is so reminiscent of what it is. You know, it captures that really well, that simple comic book black suit Spider-Man. But just standing side by side like this, there's a lot more to pull your eye over to the video game version. The form of the body, the lines, the textures, that slimy look that it has, it's almost alive. So he kind of wins in that department. But as soon as I put the Hono Studio Spider-Man into a cool dynamic pose and have peace of mind in doing so, knowing that I'm not going to damage the figure by doing it, he'll really come into his own, and I'll do that next. This figure can do all the things that this one can. Like, it has the toe articulation the same as this one, which is vital for these kind of poses. Without the toes being able to move forward like that, it would make it very difficult to do the crouching poses. I did much better ones than this in the actual review for the figure, so don't forget to check that out. But you wouldn't want to try it, and you certainly wouldn't want to leave it like that. Like where the leg connects onto the body there, it's nice and flush and clean. But can you imagine what that would do, you know, with this pose here? The way, I mean, the suit takes it so well on this one, but the position of those legs, if you were to do that with this, I'm sure that would not be good for the figure. Just want to keep it nice and fresh like this. And that's fine, you know, I got him out in the wild. You know, some folks don't even take them out of the box, they just collect them and keep them in the box, and that's totally cool. But, you know, I got him out, he's on display. I'm just afraid to pose the damn thing. But not this one. We're all good with the one on the left. I mean, check this out. This is proper, like he's just suddenly stopped from swinging, landed just like this, and leaned forward just a little bit on the edge to observe something. And I've posed it so that the spider emblem is not wrinkled. So you could leave him like this, long term. I mean, that's going to get some attention when someone walks in the room and they see that looking at them, like this. There is a seam at the top of the head on the Hono Studio figure, but it's right, kind of starting right at the center of his head, rather than on previous Hot Toys figures where it starts way too forward at the front and it's quite unsightly. This one's fine. There's only been a couple of moments when I've been editing the review or looking back on pictures I took where I thought you can see it. Once you get to about here, it kind of disappears, but it's never bothered me. It's black and it's flush to the head, so it doesn't really distract too much. This being a sculpted head over here, on the video game version, there's no seam to worry about. Okay everyone, well, just a quick look at these two side by side, and I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely, I recommend this one. Go for it, get it if you can. Don't think you'll regret it. It's my favourite Spider-Man figure Hot Toys have made. Check out the review for lots of other poses and cool stuff like that. And you can check out the review for this one as well if you want. That was a little while back, wasn't too long ago. He comes with some really cool accessories though. Those arms that come out of his back and the symbiote effect that you can put all over it. It's really, really nice. But very glad to have both of them. I have one that I can pose like crazy, and I have one that just looks menacing and tough, and you can just appreciate all the fine detail of the suit, beautifully recreated here by Hot Toys. It's a much more expensive figure. Is it really worth that much? Probably not. But it is what it is in the game of 1/6 scale. Alright folks, let me know how you're doing in the comments. It's always good to hear from you. I hope you're doing okay. Drop a like on this one for me, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Check me out on Instagram at DeanKnight333 because there will be plenty of pictures going up on there. Take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.